Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. I just want to make clear about something that I actually know to be a profound truth. And if you want to dispute it or investigate, I strongly suggest you investigate. But not only did I find this to be true from my own, research and talking to certain people and searching the internet on this too, but this is something I noticed on my own throughout my life. The difference between atheists and Christians when it comes to how much of a life they live, as far as their happiness, as far as all the good, just basically all the good and bad things about their day-to-day life and how they actually last after so many years. The difference between them, and there's many differences between them. I've noticed, which is known to be very true, is that atheists live a longer and happier life than Christians do. The family drama, everybody has problems. Everybody does. Doesn't matter. Whether you're religious or non-religious or agnostic, kind of an atheist, but you're not really completely an atheist. And atheists they actually live a much happier and better life than Christians do. They have a lot less family drama. Their happiness, I noticed that they're actually much better. And as far as their whole family function, the way they behave, the way they treat each other, is not as bad or as chaotic as a strict Christian family. There's more problems with Christian families than there are with atheist families. And also atheists just by themselves, whether they have families or not, they actually live a much happier life than Christians do. Or any other, or even Jews or Muslims, doesn't matter. Any kind of religious person or religious people. Another thing that's also very, very true, atheists are actually married longer. They have a longer marriage rate compared to Christians. And they have a less divorce rate compared to Christians. Christians have a much higher divorce rate. And that's known to be true if you were to do your research. Number 3, they're also less criminal. Atheist families, and as well as just atheists in general, and agnostics, like myself, are usually less criminal. The crime rate or criminal rate with people with no religious affiliation whatsoever have a less level or percentage of crime. While people that are very religious or come from religious families have a higher crime rate. They're a lot more criminal. And that's also known to be true. Atheists and agnostics, of course, especially they're atheists, they're more scientific. Their knowledge towards science is better and greater than a Christian person. It doesn't matter how educated a Christian person is. Even if they have more interest in science and this and that, but they stand strongly with their Christian beliefs. Of course, any of them, I'm sure there's a lot of them, there's some of them that actually do have a high degree of knowledge if they actually put their interest towards it, if they really actually like it. But compared to an atheist they're a lot more scientific. They have more knowledge and more I don't know what to say IQ, but their IQ is better. An atheist is also a lot more tolerant when it comes to issues like racism, when it comes to issues into any form of bigotry. You're gonna find out that a larger majority of the people that are more tolerant are usually atheists and agnostics compared to religious people, especially Christians, especially strict Christian fundamentalists. There's more racism and bigotry and shallow or superficial behavior and thinking with Christian fundamentalists than they are with atheists, and that's also known to be true. And of course, like I said, if you dispute that, I just suggest you do your research, because I did mine, and I actually found out that it's actually true. So I'm just letting you know. They're more educated. Atheists are more educated than Christians are. They're the ones that usually have the higher GPA. They're the ones that graduate with honors a lot more than a Christian person does. It's because they're not as narrow-minded. That's why. Compared to, as far as a Christian fundamentalist, like for example, I have a friend of mine who's a very strong and strict Christian fundamentalist, and he went to college and he graduated and he got very good grades. But at the same time, comparing somebody like him to someone who's an atheist, who's more into science and more into, they just have a natural type of intellect that they're born with. And because of that, they'll achieve a higher level of GPA. They'll graduate with honors. And usually they'll have more like a PhD degree, higher degrees than the ones that are Christian fundamentalists. I know it sounds like a very mean thing or a very bold thing to say, but I'm sorry, but I have to say that that's true. Another thing that I also want to mention that's also very profound, that atheists are usually tend to be more open-minded. They're more logical and down to earth when it comes to sense and reason, cause and consequence, compared to a Christian, especially a hardcore Christian when they have their religious beliefs. Their logic is just much better. And this Christian friend of mine, the one who graduated, the one that went to college, and actually became an honor student. His pastor, when we were talking together in a group one time, I think about a year ago or something, I'm not really sure, when I mentioned that part about the education and especially the happiness, that it is possible for an atheist to live a very happy and long life more than a Christian can. And right away he said, no, that's not true. It's the complete opposite. Because without Jesus, you're not going to last very long as far as having a happy life. And of course, I just let him ramble on and on with his type of stupidity. But I was being polite and being calm and collective. And I says, I'm sorry, but okay, I respect what you said, but it's very well known to know that it is possible for them to live a much happier and longer life than a Christian does. Doesn't matter how devoted they are as a Christian. It doesn't matter if they're a serious Christian fundamentalist or how much they love Christ or whatever, or how loyal they are to the Bible. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be better than an atheist when it comes to living a happy life. And of course, there was conflict between me and him, but of course we kept it civil. It never got out of control. which I'm glad. That's why I want it to be in control. And it seems to be like the very thing that's very irritating to them. They don't want their beliefs challenged. And all these things that I said that are written down that I got from the internet, all of this right here, as I was writing it down and doing research on it, I noticed it makes sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's true. I mean, you can believe what you want, but if you're going to disagree, at least do your research on it. Don't say, I don't need to do any research, and I know it's true. Then you're being arrogant. At least when I contradict something, at least when I try to criticize about something, at least I take the time to do research, because I don't want to make any mistakes. I just don't. So I suggest drop a comment, any questions, anything you want to tell me, and hopefully you find this video interesting. And if you don't like it, at least find it interesting. And if you do like this video, give me a thumbs up, likes, and please subscribe if you want to. So again, to all of you, take care.